What is up, guys? Dan for the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my first Madden 22 commentary of the season. This was actually a game that I just played in some MUT H2H Seasons against a very well-known competitive player that goes by the name of Bam, aka Schemin. Now, Schemin has been a top-tier competitive player. He is very well known for being off meta on both sides of the ball, kind of runs his own thing, and a lot of players really respect him, myself included. And I thought that this was just a great chess match of a game, and I thought it was a great candidate to be my first commentary of Madden 22. Now, before we get into the gameplay and my thoughts as I watch this back, I want to let you guys know that both my offense and defense that I run in this particular video can be found on my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you guys can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. And in this particular gameplay, I am running the LA Rams offense, my single back bunch X nasty, and I'm running the nickel 2-4-5 cover 4 match game plan, which you'll see did very well in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. My game against Bam Schemin. So in this game, we are starting off on defense. I am actually setting my audibles, setting all my different personnel groupings. And the first thing that I notice here as I am playing against Bam is that he is coming out in the gun split twins. Not only that, but he's coming out with Devin Hester as his tight end. So I know immediately when I'm looking at this that this could potentially be a little bit of a problem for me. You see right here, he actually ends up running a skinny post, and I got clicked onto Vita Vea as I was making my audible check. Just a quick strike from him in this game to go up 7-0 after that extra point goes up and through. So in the back of my mind, I'm actually more so just frustrated with myself for not making the check fast enough. I had the right coverage call. My user wasn't correct. You guys saw that I was on Vita Vea in that example, and it really ended up costing me that opening drive. Now, with this particular offense, I have seen Bam play. I have seen some footage, I believe, of him playing Mike Skimbo a couple weeks ago. So I knew that he was going to be running this gun split twins with a wide receiver at tight end and going and audibling into the gun bunch. So this is something that I am actually pretty comfortable defending in terms of just kind of knowing that I feel really confident against the gun bunch and that I should be able to force him into some mistakes over the course of this game. Now, again, as I mentioned, I am in the LA Rams on offense, so I am running the single back bunch X nasty, which is a game plan that is broken down on gridirongameplans.gg. I basically hop in between the bunch X nasty, the single back bunch. I'll occasionally mix in some tight Y off, maybe occasionally mix in some double south, but I tend to stay mostly in the X nasty. I think that it is one of those offensive formations that truthfully, it's tough because it's a bunch formation, and we know how difficult it is to cover bunch formations in Madden 22. But the thing about this formation, the X nasty, is actually that it's got a really good under center run approach. So it's got a dive, a stretch, an inside zone. It's got a toss. It's got an inside zone split. It's also got a counter run, which I don't use very often. So it's really tough to stop the run out of that. Now in this game, Bam was running some crazy defense. He's actually in the big dime 2-3-6 here. And I start the game off with a little outside zone stretch to Deuce Staley. He's my running back, and I'm able to pick up a first down. So starting off, I feel pretty good. Okay, the run defense is clicking, or I'm sorry, the run offense is clicking a little bit. Feels pretty good. You know, usually I try to, set audibles over the course of the game. Like I said, this is an offensive playbook where I will audible out of the bunch X nasty into the regular bunch, the tight Y off. I try to avoid burning a timeout most games, but in this game, Bam burned his opening timeout, setting his audibles, so I went ahead and did that just to kind of make it fair, going back the other direction. I'll be honest, I don't even know if Bam knew who he was playing in this game. I'm sure he figured it out in the middle of the game when he saw that I was running match and X nasty. You see right here, I'm looking for a skinny post hitch check down play. He does a really good job of using that, so I have to go to my fifth read, which is to leak my tight end Frank Y check out and just pick up 2 yards on a quick check down right there. So 2nd down and 8. One of the things that I really stress in this offense as I play through it is I really try to stay on schedule, try not to take any negative plays, constantly move forward. So, 2 yards is fine. I'll take my checkdowns all day long. I think that that is one of the more frequently missed things by most casual players, is that they get a little bit too vertical happy and they try to push the ball downfield. And that's really where you're going to end up losing games in Madden 22, is when you take those sacks that put you back on 3rd and 25 or, 4th and 17. If you're running the ball even for 2 yards, that's going to end up having you on 3rd and 6 or 4th and 4, always keeping it manageable. So again, you see right here, he's in this big dime 2-3-6. He's got his defensive line pinched. Got a free play here with the offsides. Unfortunately, he screamed at me a little bit, and my pocket presence is really good. Damn! That's one of the areas I do brag on myself. A lot of players wonder how I can run under center every year. I just feel comfortable there. And I also think that my pocket presence in terms of being an under center player is pretty top tier. You see right there that with the free play, he had a free runner off of the left edge. I had to climb the pocket. I swerved the spy and I made his user miss. Cam was able to fall forward for a 1st down. So here we go, 1st and 10, ball on the right hash. We're in the bunch X nasty. I go to that stretch call and his defensive back, actually the nickel corner, came right through there. So you see right there that I wasn't feeling too comfortable with that. I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to run inside or outside on that particular run, but I did pick up 5. So 2nd down and 5. Again, another thing with this X nasty is it's very difficult to align your nickel corner. I found out pretty quickly that Bam likes to run this defense with the nickel corner on the left no matter what. You see right there that I motioned my tight end across the formation in the event that he wanted to blitz that nickel. That'll be a theme throughout this game plan, is that I basically motioned the tight end there, kind of creating a different version of tight Y off to make sure that he could not blitz that nickel corner. So he starts off playing this cat and mouse chess game with me, where he's stacking that corner on the left edge. And I am either going to, motion a guy across, or I'm going to make sure that I've got the running back staying in. See right here, I go down the seam. He about gets an acrobat pick. Obviously, I should have checked the abilities right there early on and seen that that was an acrobat. That's a good read if it's not an acrobat. It's a little scary with the acrobat there, but we are able to pick up the 1st down. So now we are getting on the cusp of the red zone, 1st and 10 on the 21. I go to the toss call, and we didn't hold our block as Derek Johnson is able to shed his man. Otherwise, that toss looked like he was springing pretty well. Had Joe Thomas leading. He got that impact block there on the edge, took out the corner. We just didn't get number 56 blocked right there. If we did, would have been in really good shape. Again, back here into the big dime 2-3-6. You see that he's kind of got, it looks like Ed Reed right there at the defensive tackle position on the left. Pretty creative. You see number 20 with his back turned. I'm not sure exactly what to expect. As I played through this game, he rotated a lot of different bodies as his interior players. As I'm watching this back now, I'm starting to look for tells, because I didn't notice that Ed Reed was playing defensive tackle. He was mixing a rotation of Jack Youngblood, also mixing in Montez Sweat, Ted Hendricks as well, I believe, played a little bit in this game as well. You see here, I'm going with the motion of Y check over to the nickel corner, widens that nickel corner out a little bit, makes it harder to blitz. You see right here, I have all day in the pocket. He doesn't respect Cam, and I'm able to scramble and slide down inside the 5-yard line. It's gonna be 1st down and goal. 3 rushes, 43 yards with Cam Newton on the opening drive. Again, when I talk about this single back bunch X nasty, the thing that really stands out to me is that because it is such a good running formation and it's a pretty off meta passing formation itself, you will actually notice that a lot of players forget about the quarterback. Now, this is what I'm talking about with this big dime 2-3-6. My Twitch chat at the time was sitting there like, hey, Zan, just pound this. It's dime, run the ball right up the gut. And really wasn't there. Now you see right there that Ted Hendricks is back in the game. He's at that defensive tackle position on the left. You see I put the double team indicator on him here, trying to shut down, thinking that that was like inside stuff. But the truth is he was just running unpredictable on his defensive lineman. You see right there, I got the double team, but then that freed up the user. Big hit stick. I'm probably fortunate to not fumble there on that play. And it's gonna bring up 3rd down and goal. You see that this game is moving pretty quickly. I think that with this offense, this is one of the better offenses to me for Madden 22. To me, the most important defense is ball control. If you possess the football, your opponent can't score points. And then if you keep the lid on defense, it gives them very little time to score points. So you see right there, he goes with that little nickel blitz off the left side. Again, Cam, I'm able to, escape artist up the middle, swerve his spy, and fall in for the touchdown. A lot of players say, hey, Zan, why don't you use Vince Young instead? Vince Young's a little bit better as a passer, doesn't overthrow as many things. That is where Cam is better to me, is when I'm constantly, especially on 3rd and short, 4th and short, calling some of my West Coast passing concepts like spacing or drive or curl flat. If I don't like what I see, Cam is reliable as a runner to take a hit from somebody a little bit bigger and fall forward. Yeah, he does fumble if it's Cam Chancellor or Sean Taylor hit stick, but you're not tackling him with the corners in Madden 22. So he's a pretty dominant ball carrier. You saw right there that a spy wasn't able to hold him in the pocket right there, and I was able to run right past him and end up falling into the end zone. So here we go. Bam back on offense. He's in this gun split twins. As you recall, in the last drive, I got kind of quick snapped, didn't get my check in. I was clicked on Vita Vea. Here he goes back into that flips his formation, drops back to pass, and he checks it down to Waller, and we're able to at least get a tackle there. Actually, they gave him the first down. I thought it was going to be 2nd down and short, but I made him check it down. You'll notice that I'm going kind of crazy in this defense. I've got some edge threats right here. He thinks he's just got a Jerry Rice against match coverage with that full Raiders theme team. A lot of players right now will just chuck streaks. I'm here to tell you right now that the match game plan I am in, you are not just going to chuck streaks thinking that you've got an outside lob against this. Maybe against straight quarters, yeah, but the way that I run this defense, I am actually lob proofing this more often than not, and I'm matching the correct routes that need matched and playing zone in the areas that need a little bit of extra protection. So charity pick right there, predetermined read, and that's honestly part of the thing that is so appealing to me about the match. Is a lot of players think that they have a match beater until they face somebody who truly knows how to run match. But right there, I went to a little man beater, and he was able to get Ted Hendricks off the edge. And fortunately, I was able to dive on that and recover. It's going to be 2nd down and 18, $1:30 to go in the first half. So right here with him having a timeout burned, I'm kind of thinking to myself, let's just be safe here. I've got ball at half. He's done scoring if I can pick up a 1st down right here. And then I make a mistake by changing my play, flipping it, and then audibling. So that counts as 3 audibles. I just lost track. That's 100% on me in managing the game. So this drive is going from bad to worse, 2nd down and 23. So again, right here, I'm looking at this. He's got that nickel corner on the left edge. So it's something I'm constantly making sure that I've got protection against. He's trying to bring it off the weak side and manipulate the running back. So I'm not going to allow him to do that. You'll notice that I've got Frank Wycheck. He is my favorite player in this offense. And you see right here against the man coverage, Brandon Marshall roasts the Jalen Ramsey. So everybody out there playing man coverage with Ramsey. I'm a believer in Ramsey at safety. You saw that Ramsey actually got the pick for me. I think he's really, really bad at corner. And I think he's really, really, really good at safety, especially if you run match like I do on Gridiron Game Plan. So I was able to pick up the 1st down with Brandon Marshall, who was like an open and weekend crossing on a crossing route. So, I mean, you don't have to have top tier speed. You see that he kind of got enamored with his 95 or 96 speed Jerry Rice and lobbed it for a pick. I'm doing just fine with Brandon Marshall from the opening weekend, in terms of beating man and being able to move the ball against people that do run a lot of man. A lot of pro players right now are kind of getting out of the mindset of playing zone. They basically play cover 2 to keep the lid on, and then they mix in man as necessary. Not a lot of cover 3. Again, staying with my theme of motioning Y check across the formation. Right here, I'm looking for Jerry down the sideline. I get him on a little drag wheel, and I do a possession catch, and he goes up and leaves his feet and drops the ball. Guys, when I tell you that Jerry Rice sells me every single game, it's not a joke. Jerry Rice tries to literally lose me ball games. He jumps out of bounds nonstop. Right there, a possession catch. He over animates and leaves his feet instead of just catching it and falling out of bounds to get me a field goal with ball half. If you actually look at that play, that is a massive, massive play in the grand scheme of this game as we get into the second half. You see right there, I don't know if you guys can see my camera in the background since this is taken from my Twitch stream, but I actually, played it off. It didn't really irritate me too much because I'm used to that out of Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is the most Jekyll and Hyde player in the roster, on my roster, but man, when he comes through, he comes through. That's the thing about him. So you see right here, I didn't like what I had, wasn't going to take a risk. I may have had something, you know, earlier on in the play, but I just didn't want to take a risk there before half. I scramble out of bounds. And all things considered, I made one massive mistake for his touchdown. Jerry kind of screwed me on that play right before that one. You know, could have played a little bit better, but 7.5 with ball coming out. I can't ask for too much more than that, especially against a player of Bam's caliber, especially considering he's stopping the run well in this defense as well. I definitely made a concerted effort to make sure that I could run the ball on the big dime 2-3-6. So again, you see that he's pinching this big dime 2-3-6, stacking that corner on the left side. I check out of this into the regular bunch, and I decide that I want to actually, I'm trying to recall here. You see, I see a shift on Marshall over on the left. So I know that he's got a man coverage alignment on Marshall, at least because the guy slid inside. So right here, I got a double move, see if I could get him open. And it ended up not being man. You see right there, he tried to bait me into throwing the ball to the flat. I waited for him to click on and jump before I threw that ball, but I got hit from behind. So I knew he was going to do that little bait and switch trick where he was going to send that player in the flat, try to bait me into throwing it. He was just fortunate to have another player in the area because I wasn't going to throw him that pick. I was actually playing the cat and mouse. It looked like a really good user. It was a really good user, but I was actually being patient with that. Second down and 10, I motion Marshall across. I get a man follow, so he's either in man aligned or straight man coverage. I go ahead and I call shot play. Roy Williams in the seam, lights up, and we're going to go downtown. And then once again, who is that? That's Jalen Ramsey getting smoked. And then Roy Williams puts the moves on him, and I'm in for the touchdown. So just like that, we open up the second half with a big strike. Again, Roy Williams, you don't have to have 95, 96 speed to beat some of the best players in this game. Ramsey's really fast. He's faster than Roy Williams, but I still got separation there on that route. If you guys want to learn this offense, again, go to gridirongameplans.gg. Very, very easy to move the ball in general in Madden 22, but this offense is a pure nightmare because people don't know the route combos. They just don't know the route combos. So up 14-7. I really, really need to have a good defensive effort here in the second half. I felt like I didn't really play a ton of defense in the first half, but I wasn't confused by what I saw. More so a quick snap, and then I made a great adjustment on his lob for the pick there in the second drive that he had with my interception with Ramsey. So again, starting off in the split twins, Andre Rison, Jerry Rice is going to flip the formation. That's the thing about this. You can't really flip the match defense. The way I teach it, I'm going to make you think you have things that you don't. We'll come back to that in a moment. But I'm also going to, you know, if I don't flip with you, there's a reason. You're playing into my hands every single time you flip. And it's actually to your own detriment. So a lot of the players, I think that it's really cute to just come out and flip their defense. It doesn't really behave that way. We've got checks, we've got coverage changes, we've got adjustments that we make. I will sometimes flip my corner with you. Sometimes I'll leave him on the other side. You see, this time I make the corner travel, and I'm going to try something a little bit different. So this time he drops back to pass. He's looking for that crosser. You see that he had nothing. He had to check it down. His receiver was already out of bounds. And it's incomplete, second down and 10. So again, I have a rhyme and a reason. If I flip with you, you're playing into my hand. If I don't flip with you, you're playing into my hand. And that's really what I want people to understand about this defense. Now, here we go. He audibles into the bunch, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, this is what I wanted. I've been prepared for this. And we start off, and he actually hits me with a really good route combo right there. I couldn't play the cross right there to Hester because he had the skinny post beat his guy that was playing match. So I had to make a little bit of a check, which I will do in the next drive. He goes to the exact same thing right here. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got the back of the end zone to help me out. But I still probably played a little bit too far inside on this. And I checked to a different call. I checked to a different call right there, thinking I was going to get Revis to get back there. And he really didn't get back there on that play. So two really good plays by him, but I logged those. I logged those in the back of my mind. I did what I wanted to do, and I saw a great adjustment by him to the match coverage. So I logged that, and that's something that I'm going to use against him later in this game. So hey, hold on to your horses with that one. So good drive by him to answer. 14-14, 2:24 left in the third quarter, and I am going back on offense. So Dion out of the end zone. I'll tell you what, I'm pretty much done with kick returns. I think I'm just going to start taking the ball to 25. I think that the field position is super important. If somebody kicks it deep, that's really your ability to possess the ball for the rest of the half if you know how to manage a clock. So I'm not really trying to get those big kick returns. To me, it's better to possess the ball for 5 minutes and score a touchdown than it is to score on a kick return and then try to get a stop. As crazy as that sounds. So here we are back in the Bunch X Nasty. One thing you'll notice with me is I'll run this short and wide side. I've got setups for both sides. We go to the zone weak right there. Heck of a block by Quentin Nelson, picks up the edge runner off that left side, and I'm able to cut that inside. Deuce Staley, 7 carries, 19 yards. So really not having a productive game running the ball. We had that stretch on the first play of the game for 10. We had that gain of 8, and I've got 19 total yards running. So you guys can do the math. The other 5 carries have been basically for 1 yard. So not good. Again, wide check. I'm motioning over to the overhang side. You see right here, he's checked into I don't know what defense that was there. It looked initially to me like it was like a nickel 3-2-5 wide shifted, but it wasn't. In fact, he was in, I believe, this could be the 4-3 odd, 4-3 odd hot blitz 3. And, again, another defense that I'm not prepared for. Again, with that corner over there on the left, I'm not worried about that coming off the left side. So I go ahead and I don't motion to that left side with wide check. Right here, we're going on 3rd and 2 with a route combo that is basically just a zone flood. You see right there, he had to respect the wheel. And I was able to leak wide check out of the backfield. Wide check shrugs a man off, falls forward for a nice big gain of about 16 yards, moving the chains and a first down. Again, wide check to me is the best player in my offense. He is an amazing run blocker. He's a very formidable pass protector. He's really, really hard to tackle in the open field from corners. And he falls forward. He falls over solid hit sticks. Doesn't take too many hit sticks. A lot of players ignore him because he's not fast. He's not Darren Waller. But to me, the dude is a monster. Again, you're going to see right here, blitz off the edge. I go to the flat. Wide check, breaks a tackle. Again, corners do not tackle the man. If you get the ball to him out in the flat, it's a first down more often than not. Maybe got to be careful there with that acrobat. I saw the acrobat lurking. So in terms of going street corner flat, something I got to watch out for. Right here, you can see wide check is huffing and puffing. Probably not a guy you want to go ahead and throw to on this drive. Here I go to a zone weak. And there's that unpredictable. His defensive lineman absolutely showed up to play in this one. Those 2 defensive tackles absolutely killed me. That was Youngblood and also Ted Hendricks there shooting through. And again, they just had unpredictable. And at this point, I've got a tired tight end. I just took a hit stick with my running back. I'm thinking to myself, this is a tough game against a great player. Let's manage some clock and get to this in the 4th quarter. If I play my cards right here, I can, maybe close this out here with 4 minutes to go. So the way that you guys need to think about this game now is every first down is 2 minutes, because it's a 30-second play clock. So 4 plays for 2 minutes. So I'm thinking to myself kind of in the back of my mind, 2 first downs, maybe 3, and close this out. We're on the 47. There's plenty of field to get this done if I play this right. So 2nd down and 11. That's the other thing too, is we got kind of like this free partial set of downs here. If I can get this first down, that gets us started. He goes to a blitz here. I throw a spacing concept right there. I just read left or right. He went to the left side. I was able to hit the right hitch. 3rd down and 1. So again, you kind of see that he's sitting in this hot blitz 3. Cover 3 style blitz, which means that if he wants to protect the flats and the seams, he's really got to mabel out his coverage. Here I go to the inside zone, and again, the unpredictables are just insane. 9 rushes, 19 yards. Here we go, 4th down and inches, and right here I'm kind of pot committed. I'm just like, okay, the ball's around midfield, my 35 or his 35. So if I turn this over on downs, I'll play super aggressive. I'll let him chunk yardage me, get the ball back. Things are okay. So I'm not really super nervous about this, other than knowing that it's gonna be tough to run the ball. Here we go, 4th down and inches. Play clock down inside of 8. I maybe thought a little bit too long on this play. So rather than snap the ball hurried with no spacing, I call a timeout, which is not a good timeout to burn in this scenario. But again, like I said, I'm kind of pot committed. I'm going for this. I'm really aiming for this to kind of be potentially last drive territory. So again, here we go. I'm going to go right back to the same thing I was trying to set up here on this play. And we motion Roy Williams outside. Looking for Jerry over the middle, holds his user. Then Jerry wheels up the sideline. Same throw he screwed me on in the first half. This time Jerry holds on to it. Possession catch, touchdown, and we are up. Had to take that read there. He actually used that really well. The motioned out slant was kind of, it was twofold, right? If the user stayed on Jerry Rice the whole way, that slant's wide open over the middle. If the user ends up jumping back to the slant, which is kind of what he did, he hung out in the middle of the field, I know that Jerry Rice is going to get separation as he wheels up the sideline for a huge gain, and that's exactly what happened. So I go up by 7, 2:57 remaining in the game. I've got the momentum. He's got whatever the M factor is for me. And right here, this is just a brain cramp after a huge play by me. You see that Jerry Rice is Andre Rison on the outside is patting that helmet, and he's going downtown. Andre Rison, with all that speed, is able to torch my corner, and just like that, we're tied again. But here's the saving grace, right? That's okay, because now I 100% know with the ball control offense, this is it. I basically am going to be able to have the last possession of the game. 2:49. We basically have to get field goal range and it's over. I'd rather give that score up quickly rather than letting him take, 2 minutes and 40 seconds, scoring a touchdown, and then maybe going for 2 to beat me. This is okay. So when you actually look at this game, right, like I played pretty good defense baiting him on that lob earlier. I did make that adjustment quickly enough that time, and he was able to lob me. I talked about how some people just will lob against match if they have a full theme team. That's what he's doing, right? And I did make that adjustment. And when you actually take a look at everything that's happened in this game, I got clicked onto Vita Vea, but I had the right call. It was a tight throw down the seam. He was able to hit, the touchdown to open up the game. Obviously, I blew that coverage myself. It's not necessarily the scheme failing me as much as me failing me. And that's what I talk about all the time. When you commit to the match lifestyle, it's one of those things where you absolutely have to, take the bumps in the road. You have to get lobbed a few times to learn how to not get lobbed. Just like when you're learning an offense, you have to throw interceptions trying to throw the one play touchdown before you end up knowing how to consistently throw the one play touchdown. And that's just part of the process. It's something that you'll be prepared for next time. So again, here, 2nd and 10, I just overthrew a delay fade to wide check. Looks to me like he is in the nickel 3-3-5 wide. So crunch time, and he goes to the thing that this entire offense is designed to kill, which is the nickel 3-3-5 wide. That is something that I just honestly do not struggle with. Nickel 3-3-5 wide is 100% the reason I made this LA Rams offense. You cannot align the nickel corner correctly against it. And if you do, I can make sure that you don't, like you see right here. And you see the alignment is terrible. I'm going to go back to 3rd and 3. I believe right here I'm going street corner flat, backside slant. He's got the 30-yard cloud. He bites down on the scramble, and then I'm able to hit my backside slant, make a juke move with Marshall. Little hezzy. He clicked off. I was going to put a little hezzy on the user right there. He clicked off, but nonetheless, we're able to cross midfield. 2-minute warning goes off the clock. Now we are officially in 1 first down to win the ball game territory. But knowing how I think defensively, I also know that is how a lot of pro players think. I know that in this spot, a lot of pro players are going to get super, super, super aggressive because they want, if they're giving up a first down, to give up the touchdown. So right here, I decide, okay, let's throttle down. He's kind of doing a little crazy heavy blitz. I knew it was a man look. I went ahead and ran a toss right there. But again, his run defense was really good in this game. Maybe not the best play design to call a toss against that. He moved that guy down to the left edge, but I wanted to get the clock started and rolling, most importantly, but also maintain the ability to get outside and potentially lay down on the sideline if I get a first down. Again, he goes to the same call here. So I'm going to go back to the same play that I threw the touchdown on earlier. He's bringing that pressure off the edge. My running back's waiting. I go ahead and just scramble with Cam Newton. Again, I talk about this offense. A lot of times you're so worried about the run. You're worried about, what you have to do coverage wise against bunch. You forget about the quarterback, and Cam Newton has made him pay in this game. I think that was Cam's 5th or 6th rush, definitely well up over 60 yards rushing in this game. And he is definitely part of the run game. I'm not saying that I set up scrambles as designed runs. It's just, it's there a lot, and I'm going to take it, especially on 3rd down and short, or when I have to have it in a situation like that. So here we go. I try to go to the stretch to the weak side this time. And again, that unpredictable just going nuts all game long. I think after this game, watching back on it, I'm going to go back to Bruce Matthews, or go back to the Bruce Matthews position of center and get rid of him. I've got to figure out something better at center. He's actually been getting me pretty mauled up front on the interior runs. I have upgraded the tackle position, Joe Thomas at left tackle. Here we go, 2nd down and 13. He's already burned a timeout, so now we officially need a first down to win the game. But unfortunately, I know he's not going to give me checkdowns, so I'm going to set up a beater. I know this is a cover 2 look. I go empty under center, bunch tight. You see there's the route combo, wheel streak, steep corner, and that clears his 30-yard cloud flat. We'll click on rack possession catch back of the end zone. Not a rack catch, but a possession catch in the back of the end zone. And we are up by a touchdown once again. A minute 10 to go. Unfortunately, like I said, a lot of top tier players in that scenario where a first down beats them will give you the touchdown. They're not going to give you the first down. They're going to give you the touchdown. And when you can't run the ball, like I haven't run that all game, I have to take the touchdown. The last thing I was going to do there was run the ball twice, take 3, and give him the ball with a minute left to go down and score, especially because I'd given up a few big plays. That spot right there, I had to do what I had to do, which was get vertical and just put the points on the board. Again, when you take a look at this game, the only person who's made offensive mistakes, short of maybe just, you know, the check down miss, or the before half, I missed a read that might have been able to get me field goal range. He's been the one that's made the mistakes offensively in this game. So here we go. 1st and 10, minute 10 to go. He's in the split twins. He flips again. I'm not making that mistake twice. I go ahead and I make the adjustment to make sure he can't lob me. I click onto the correct user in the middle of the field, and I'm thinking, keep this in front of you. Get back. Don't let the post happen. Get back in the seam. Don't allow the crosser. And we're all over it, right? So perfect. Right there on it. Again, he comes out in this again. And I know this time he's going to bunch. Again, I know what he did to me last time he was in bunch with the skinny post. I call a timeout because I wasn't going to get my adjustment in there. You see, I don't know if you could see my my screen right there. I was sitting there thinking, okay, I got to flip this in my mind. So that little thing that I did means something. And I knew he was going to do this bunch thing again. So I check. I don't let that corner follow. He thinks he has something that he doesn't have, and he goes ahead and snaps this ball. It's stock flood, and we match the out route. He had no clue it was coming. He's faced match a million times this year. He hasn't faced my match. And Ed Reed is able to pick up the huge interception, and we get out of there with the W. You see right there, we held him to about 70% completion in this game, and we did a great job moving the football ourselves. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, again, make sure that you guys hit that thumbs up button, subscribe here to the YouTube channel. If you guys want the offense and defense, I've been talking about it, www.gridirongameplans.gg. Make sure you guys head over there, check that out. $9.95 a month unlocks the entire website. Hopefully I'll see you guys over there on the site. If not, we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.